I just want y'all to find love, man. Like it's mad easy, bet. But at the same time, though, like it's not easy at all. It's weird like that. But you just gotta be straight up with them, you gotta hit them with the business. Just slide up on that girl or boy your dreams. You look them right in the eye, and you just gotta say, alright, hold up.
If I called you, girl, would you pick your phone up? I just wanna be the one to talk to you and tell you that the pain you feel is only temporary. I understand why you're feeling wary. When you're with me, there is no worry. Let's take our time, girl, no hurry. Yeah. I just wanna be the one that you could chill with. Maybe we could have some fun. Yeah, we could care it. I just wanna be the one that you could chill with. Maybe we could have some fun. Yeah, we could care it. I know it seems unreal to you that someone could love you like I do, but baby, you're the one for me. I didn't think that I could ever be so in love, it's hard to breathe, but all of me is guaranteed. And even when the chips are down, I'm never gonna let you frown. I'm never gonna let you frown. Or even when the chips are down, I just want to be the one. I just wanna be the one that you could chill with. Maybe we could have some fun. Yeah, we could care it. I just wanna be the one that you could chill with. Maybe we could have some fun. Yeah, we could care it. I just wanna be the one that you could chill with. Maybe we could have some fun. Yeah, we could care it. I just wanna be the one that you could chill with. Maybe we could have some fun. Yeah, we could care it.
Well, guys, it's been a rough start this morning. The whole state here where I live is completely and totally under a winter weather advisory / ice warning. You look at my map, because I live in the state of Arkansas. If you look at the state of Arkansas and you look at what they're calling for, the whole state is either a light pink, which means like either like ice or sleet, that type of stuff, frozen precip, right? And there's a few little sections that it's like a real hot pink, which means, what they call it, large accumulations of this said frozen precipitation. And this runs all the way through Wednesday. And so anyway, trying to kind of stay abreast of this weather, what's going on. Of course, as most of you guys know, last week I had to go do a run a rescue mission to save the wife because of what we had last time. And so, I guess luckily, unluckily, I don't know which way to go with this. She's home today because she's actually sick. So luckily she's not going to be out in this thing. So, so I guess I am thankful for that, but I am, of course, also now I've got a sick wife at the house. So there's that as well, right? Anyway, all right. So let's just let's get into this. I think this is very apropos this morning, right? So the dude comes out of the cave. I think that's pretty much me with my house shoes on, saying, "Did we invent coffee yet?" And he says, "Not yet." He says, "Okay, go hunt without me." And I think that's definitely me this morning. So a thing happened yesterday. Yeah, it's a mood. It's a whole mood squatching. It is 100% a whole mood, right? So anyway, yesterday on this Clear as Mud podcast, we were doing our show and everything, and kind of like I do here, I have a bunch of I don't have like a bunch, but usually I have a few little lighthearted stories, kind of that we can all kind of laugh about and chuckle about and so forth, right? Good morning, Waffler Nation. Sunshinery. I just want to say good morning to my fellow subscribers here and hope you have a great day. Peepaw River, stay safe and have a good day. I'll be here listening and getting ready to work with you. Well, thank you. Thank you for tuning in this morning. Thank you. We got Squirrel Lock, we got Maggot Edits, we've got Jardin or Sore, Glacial, Pickle Ting, and I haven't seen her yet, but I'm pretty sure that Paw Prince is out there somewhere. But we okay, so I've kind of got my cart before the horse. So let's see here. Let's see if I can pull this up here right quick. So anyway, is this here? No. Where's it at? Okay. Here we go. So we were kind of watching and reacting to this video. This was a clipped video by the lovely Hannah Clark. And she had clipped this out. This was from a D-Max stream. Now, I'm not going to play this video again because evidently D-Max thinks that this is cringe. I don't think it's cringe at all. Matter of fact, and I think I can say this with some authority because I was a DJ for weddings and proms for over 10 years. And I traveled from one end of this state to the other end of the state, going to weddings and doing corporate events. I saw every kind of dance that could be done by people from all walks of life. They were Caucasian, they were Black, they were Latino, they were super white. And what I mean by super white, they were so white that the only songs that I saw them dance to was like Journey songs that they could slow dance to. You know, they just kind of stand next to each other and just kind of sway back and forth, you know, the white person couple dance. You know what I'm talking about, right? Or it could be a dance like this, like the electric slide. I see them, they were able to do that. Or they were able to do like, what was it? All those songs are slipping my mind. But all those songs, you know, that tell you how to, like the Cupid Shuffle, things like that, right? White people dances that tell you exactly the steps to do, right? Play it or we riot. Cotton Eye Joe, yes. Cotton Eye Joe, exactly. We demand blood. Play it. All right, so we'll watch a little bit of this, even though it does make Max cringe. I think Max has some really good moves, and it turns out there's a reason why he can dance. So watch this. I mean, so he's really good. I think he's good, as far as I'm concerned, right? See, look, I mean, he's got some rhythm, right? And that's the one thing that always escapes people such as myself, Caucasians, we have no rhythm, we have no soul most of the time, and so we can't dance. But rhythm was not, he's got, didn't escape him, right? Right. So he's got it. So, D-Max has a little rhythm, has a little soul, right? Macarena, yes, Squatch, and there's quite a few of them, right, that would save a dance. So anyway, so we were kind of watching, reacting to this, and D-Max was on his way to go see a friend, and he does this little Twitter video that he put out for us, right? He goes, I'm cringing to death. Thanks, Riverter and Yellow Surf. And so let's check out this.
I'm really sorry for like the shitty lighting or whatever, but I was watching the Clear as Mud podcast with my dear Peepaw Riveter and Banana Grabber. And I'm listening to it, I'm having good chuckles, whatever. And then I start to hear like Peepaw start talking about me and whatever. And I just hear the music come on from that clip of me dancing, and I'm like, no! Please stop! Why is this the way that everybody knows me now? So I'm dying. I'm fucking dying. I wish I could have watched, but I was giving a present to my friend. Oh my god, I'm gonna watch the rest of this fucking Clear as Mud podcast episode, but I'm gonna cringe the fuck out. Oh god, I can't. Why? I don't like it that people are watching me dance, but I'm glad and happy for the... Thanks for the support.
So, anyway, as you can tell, he's kind of, so what's Squash? The finger point wink should be a dono clip. That's not a bad idea. That is not a bad idea. We may have to check that out. We're doing. So anyway, he goes on to do like a whole response thing, right? And it's like 8 minutes long. And so I'm not, because it's quite lengthy, whatever. But anyway, check out his Twitter; it's there, whatever. But during the conversation, of course, Matt Pitt was there as well for the stream, and we're talking whatever. And so the comment is made that D-Max is gay. And I didn't know. They were asking me, and I'm like, I was like, I don't know. And so then Banana and Matt started having a whole conversation stuff about it, right? And I was like, guys, I really, I don't know. Oh, I don't know, right? So Max addresses it in this video. And here's the thing. I don't think, and so I come in, he dresses or whatever, and I come in here and I say, and I just simply say, I said, so you're gay, right? And I said, I honestly didn't know, right? And because people say, oh, well, no, I'm not joking. I did not know. And so D-Max says, I can't imagine being any clearer than I've been, but I'm a gay filmmaker. And and this is the same thing I said during the conversation with Matt and Banana. I said, it didn't matter to me, right? I never gave it any thought. Honest, I didn't, because I don't. Max never made it a point to where him being gay or not being gay was who he was. Him being gay is just a part of his life, just like me being old, right? It's just who I am. He's not wrapped up in his sexuality, and his sexuality is not forefront, right? And and so that's why I say it didn't matter to me. Uh, Max and I have been friends, and I do, and you guys know how I feel about friends, right? Max and I have been friends ever since about 2016 when I discovered him as a content creator through Keemstar. Um, and I have been encouraging and champion Max to come back and make content stuff. He stepped away from commentary, and he has been because he graduated from college. He's a full-fledged movie producer, guys. I mean, the guy's talent is just phenomenal. Okay, and I don't say that lightly. I mean, he is next level caliber, editor and stuff with film and stuff. And uh, he stepped away from it. He walked away from commentary, and uh, he's been working, producing and editing on a film. Um, and I'm not going because I don't think it's my place to talk about that. And if he wants to talk about it, that's it. But it's something that's very near and dear to him. Um, and he has been doing Twitch streams where he plays, Pokemon and things like that. And he has not been making YouTube videos or anything like that. And he deactivated his Twitters and everything. And so I honestly lost track of Max because when he walked away, he walked away. And I lost track of Max for, I'm going to say, oh Lord, probably 2 to 3 years. And roughly, I will say maybe a year and a half ago, I rediscovered him, and I don't even remember how I discovered him. I just found him, and started talking with him again. We actually had brought him on the show. Um, he did the assets and stuff for this Clear Mud podcast. He just recently did all the assets and stuff for Dead on Dave on his new layout, and so I go on and on a lot about Max, but it to me is very important that we have creators like Max in this area, this part of the internet, because I feel like Max brings a certain thing or a certain aspect to commentary that I feel like is missing. Um, and so yeah, I'm as he says in his video, it's like I'm trying to interject him intravenously into this community, and I'm really pushing people to, but it's because I really feel and I strongly believe that Max is a huge asset to this community. Not only is he a huge asset, but he's a stand-up guy, and he's funny, and he's entertaining, and I just really, and anybody that I really that I if you're my friend, I will go to the ends of the earth for you. I will do anything I can for you, and I will, as I say, walk through the fires of hell. And um, so maybe sometimes I go a little overboard. I have been told I do that, and I probably do. And sometimes I do things that causes embarrassment because people, too much. And that may be what I'm doing with Max. And if I have done that, Max, I do send my serious apologies because that was not my intention. But I am overly ecstatic that he is back, and that he is engaging, and that he is making content. And I want to say to people like um, uh, Hannah, and I think Maggot and a few others have kind of been fussing over him and kind of talking about their content wives and things like that, and just making him really feel welcome. And I appreciate you guys for doing that. And because I think it's, I want him to do more. And I think he's going to do more. And So like I said, I'm really looking forward to it. But enough of that, and enough of me standing for Max. Um, I don't know why. I think it's because I'm probably still following this clown on Twitter, but this came across my Twitter feed, and of course, this is Ricegum, and so he's got this beautiful young lady next to him, um, and I don't know what I assume boyfriend, girlfriend, or whatever. And he goes, "Should I come back?" And I'm like, "Who is this?" Right? And I don't mean that. I don't mean that flippantly, but because Rice hasn't done anything, and probably let's just go look at his YouTube channel. Let's just Rice gum. Okay, yeah, stop. 10 million subscribers, right? So he's still got quite a bit, right? 2 years ago. 2 years ago was the last time he did anything. Let's see. Is there any there is no shorts, right? So he don't even have a shorts tab because he's never even done a shorts. So, 2 years ago was the last time he did anything. So again, I ask, and like I say, I don't say this flippantly, and I don't mean this necessarily to be disrespectful, right? But who is Ricegum anymore? That's the guy that smashed Gabby's phone up that one time. Yeah, he did that. He's made some really cringe diss tracks back in the day. Um, there was a time he made that fake beef with Fousey Tube, like they were fighting and stuff, right? Um, he owes Colosso's Crazy $10,000. If you guys don't know that, Laura, there's a story that he never did pay up on. So I don't know if he's going to come back or not, and quite honestly, I don't really care. His content for the most part, especially there at the end, was just garbage, hot garbage cringe. But whatever, right? So, um, where is it at here? Let me find it. So this because I wasn't thinking straight in my head here on some of this stuff. Oh yeah, here we go. So, I guess the other day, Def Noodles was doing a Twitch stream. And in this Twitch stream, he was lamenting to the, I don't know, 10 people that was watching him stream about everything that had happened over the last year or so. This was a guy who had thousands of people watching him on YouTube and Twitch as he was doing live streams because he had started, he'd started this, what do you call it, roast club thing or whatever you want to call it, right? Drive, what was it? Drive, was it show up or whatever? Drive by, stop by, whatever. I don't know what he was saying, but anyway, come by, and what have you, right? Anyway, he, of course, he had Salvo show up, and he came out and physically assaulted Salvo, and then once all that kind of happened, whatever, everybody just kind of walked away from him. Everybody just said, "Bye, I'm out of here later." And now, I think combined because he simulcasts to Twitch and YouTube at the same time. I think now if you do catch one of his live streams, I think maybe cumulative, if he has a total of, I think maybe 50, and I think that's being generous on a good day, of people watching his live streams. I think that's about par for him now. Of course, he's still in the middle of this lawsuit with Keemstar as well. But his chat got him to send out these apologies and trying to amend bridges with people. one of the first people who made this public as far as what he actually sent or typed out to him. And I know Dennis talked about it on his streams or whatever, but was Kavos, and he says, Def Noodles, the man who slandered me, tweeted last year about he was going to physically assault me, and overall douchebag has reached out to, quote, bury the hatchet. And then he goes, here's my response. And then here's the DM that Kavos sent him, or that Def Noodles sent to Kavos, said, hi, Kavos, hope you're doing all right. I know we don't see eye to eye about a lot of things, and that we had misunderstandings in the past, but I've been reflecting and trying to turn a new leaf. Would love to be able to chat with you and hopefully bury the hatchet, no pressure. And if you don't want to, it's perfectly fine. We can do it off camera or however else you would like to do it. But what he's really saying is, please, 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 let's make content. I need help. Let me know. And so Cabos, of course, sends a new, right? Well, he wasn't the only one. So Def Noodles also, of course, reached out to Nicholas DeOrio, and essentially it's the same thing. It's not exactly the same words, but it is in a nutshell the same thing. Nick actually responds and starts a dialogue with him, and then Nick's coming to his audience, of course, to say, hey, would you care or be interested in seeing this? And I think there's several said, yeah, definitely do this. Watch it. Would I watch it? Yeah, probably so. But I guess, I think at this point, I think it's safe to say that this is a last ditch effort from a man who is basically on the ropes and is on his death throes trying to save a career. But it doesn't end there, guys. So this user, ElliotMan94, tweets out some screenshots, and then went and looked, and these are real. I just can't see them on this account because Steven has me blocked. But this is the right-hand guy that Dennis had in his corner for like the last year and a half. He was the quote comedian. I did check out some of his stand-up routines that are on YouTube. I didn't find them funny, but maybe others did. Whatever. But he had this to say. He says, I was robbed nasty last year. I want to quit life, though. Take a couple of y'all disrespectful hacks with me. If you're an artist, don't work for someone else's plantation. They will treat you like a slave, and you'll have nothing to show for it, and they will go off looking like a hero. Patchy says, I'm sorry you got used by some shit people, Steven. You knew what you were doing and tried to help build someone cool ASF, but instead you got pushed off to the side, and I'm assuming not paid for all your hard work, and it's fucked up. Steven goes on to say, it's fucked up because my mortality is directly connected to my upward mobility. In short, food and time has been taken off and out of my life. I was lied to, not paid, and tricked into working for free as it would be better the community and access. All it did was put me in a ditch. So I think it's safe to take away from this that basically Def was, quote, paying Steve in clout, right? That was the currency that he was offering, and Steven accepted it. And it turned out that Def Noodles, Dennis Fatoza, was bankrupt when it came to clout. Dennis, in his mind, thought he was a comedic genius. He was not. He thought he was good at roast battles. He was not. Um, you have what you had was a bunch of amateur start out comedians, and that's no disrespect. That's just what they were. That were going and doing open mic nights and were maybe having a set list or making a set at some smaller venues for comedians. Um, and then I think between the two, Steven probably had more legit street credit as a comedian than Dennis did. All Dennis had was some YouTube notoriety. And YouTube notoriety does not always translate to notoriety in the real world. Um, there are a few people that have been able to translate YouTube fame into real world circumstances. But those guys are the exception. It's not the norm. And just because you have a modicum of a success on YouTube, don't people shouldn't get big head and think, oh, I'm going to be the next Logan Paul or the next Jake Paul, and I'm going to be out here wrestling for WWE or doing big pay-per-view boxing matches, things of that nature, right? Or that I'm going to be the next Mr. Beast and have news outlet media and other uh, you know mainstream media type stuff covering me. That's not like I said again, that's the exceptions and it's not the norm. Um, so while I have some compassion for Steve and the situation that he's in, the thing that I think for Stephen to take away on this is that he gambled, which is what you know you're doing with those type of careers, comedic and stuff like that. Those are gambles. And someone might even argue, and I probably wouldn't argue with them about this, is it is a higher risk gamble than just having your common 9 to 5 job or whatever, working in a factory or office complex or whatever it is that you're doing with your life. Um, it's but it also the higher the risk, the bigger the reward, right? And so he put a big risk out there and it didn't pay off. And like I said, while I am sympathetic to his plight, um, you know, that's what happens when you gamble. Sometimes it pays off, but more times than not, it doesn't, and you go home broke. That's just the way it is. Let's see here. Does Dev think patching things up with the commentary, with the community rather, will help against Steven coming after him or something? Squatching, I don't know. That is not something I actually thought. I not or even pondered honestly. I don't know if Steven's going to come after Dennis or not. I mean, what can he come after him with? Other than maybe something to physically assault him. What's he going to do? Sue him for what? The dude's not making any money on either one of his YouTube or Twitch. He's not making any money there. I would speculate he probably is having a difficult time just paying the rent and utilities at the venue where he's at. And more than likely, if it wasn't for his mom and daddy with the deep pockets, he himself would be living out of his car. But this is not the first person. You guys remember that young lady that was his quote assistant? Remember that whole story and stuff? What happened there? It kind of died down. Well, who was the front runner on that and was supposedly going to interview her and have all that, right? And it never happened. Salvo, right? Go figure. Anyway, but I do hope Steven lands on his feet. I hope he walks away with this with some wisdom and maybe he learns to put some things in place to protect himself financially versus just a shake hand and I promise to make you famous. So, um, okay, so this next one, I seen Paige Christie tweet this out earlier yesterday evening, and I watched this, and quite honestly, it's extremely disturbing. Um, there's two clips. They're both like 2 minutes and 20 seconds long, and it's coming from I one could think it's something like kind of like a divorce court we have here in the States. Um, I think I seen somewhere where this said this is a show that's actually like in Puerto Rico. But anyway, it's a Latino mother and father, and there's this woman here is the judge, and um, my from the gist of it, from what I was able to garner on this, um, the father, I guess, went away, did some time for some crimes or what have you. He took the blame for some stuff or whatever. Uh, Megan Edit says, Peepaw, this was a scripted show. I have to be honest, I can't find anything that confirms that this story is real. Okay. Um, well, and that may be, but there was some people, I guess, in the chats and stuff saying, um, asking what happened, and then there's so you still could be you could be right on that, maggot. I don't know. Um, but like I said, I'm not going to play these because they're quite lengthy. But the short of the long of it is this mother, for whatever reason, in these clips, she had two daughters, and she quote sold them to some people that she met that was supposedly going to be using them as like extras for like birthday parties and what have you, and she sold them for like $500. And the judge gets very, very upset and really gets in the mother's face, brings police into the situation. Like I said, there was comments that said that they actually were able to find one of the little girls. She was severely mistreated, but is now with the father. But the other one, they never were able to locate. Now, as Maggot said, she has not been able to find anything to verify that this was true. Um, and if this is like most of those shows, like they are scripted to a there's usually a truth or a little bit of a nugget. But then the writers and stuff and producers for these shows, to make them more sensationalized, um, script it to where it is more juicy, right? So you get more views, more clicks, and things like that. But it will give me a time here just to talk briefly, because the whole thing about this was trafficking. Um, and that is definitely something that is still going on around the world, where young kids, male and female, um, are kidnapped and are uh, put into the sex trafficking trade, and a lot of times it's runaways that has this happen to them, which is a horrible, horrible thing. And I know that I think the vast majority of my viewership are not uh, you know, uh, young kids, but you're young adults. And, like some of the ones that I've interacted with and stuff, as far as I've seen you guys, you do your streams and stuff like that. You're very beautiful young ladies. And I hope that when you're out and about, that you do kind of keep your head on a swivel. And because this is a real thing. I mean, um, even here where I live, which is a rural part of Arkansas, um, we have young people that go missing. They just disappear. Um, there was a classmate of my wife's whose teenage daughter got snatched up and just like disappeared off the face of the earth. Now, um, could she have just decided to have run away and she is, fine, but she's just, did not want to live in under the rules of the parents' homes or whatever? Yeah, yeah, that is very well possible, but it could also be that she just got snatched up too, and that's the scary thing as a parent. You just don't know. Your child disappears, and that's that's it. Uh, so I just there's there's all kinds of organizations and stuff that helps with this type of thing and rescuing people out of those trade, sex trade rings and things um, that are reputable. And maybe, if you have an extra buck here or there, whatever, you might consider donating to them just to help fund to help, rescue these people. Just a thought. It's, so enough of the heavy stuff, right? Let's get on to some more funny stuff because that's what we're really here about, right? I haven't watched this one yet, but with the title, it gives me a little bit of, I don't know, pause maybe a little bit. It says two drunk guys, one wheelchair. Guys, normally we're not the. Sometimes we're just dumb. There's no other way to put it. We're just dumb. And then if you add alcohol into the mix, we just become just stupid. Just downright stupid. So let's see what happens with these two drunk guys with one of them in a wheelchair. I'll have to mute this video because
Zooby, zooby, zoo.
yeah, I can't play that audio. It's gonna get me here. So now we got okay. So what the? No, this has to be seriously. This has to be fake, right? Yeah. All right. That's what I thought. It had to be fake. That's what I get for not watching these things beforehand. For crying out loud. Weak. You guys' game is weak. What is this? We got another. Oh boy. We got a fat man playing a guitar with a beer in his hand. Looks like in a nightclub. Something tells me I ain't watched this one either, guys. So something tells me this is not going to go well either. Not bad. I'll give him that. That was not bad at all. All right. Okay. And last but not least, we have, well, how can we have a Peepaw stream without a Waffle House knockdown dragon?
Oh, bitch, don't push me off. Shit.
Man, hold on.
So I think, oh Lord, that was a boob. I gotta get that off the screen. Lord Jesus, that's a fire right there. Y'all trying to get me all up in here. Okay, so my grandfather is actually in the Country Rock Hall of Fame. You want to see us? one of his songs. Why these why these Southern folks always fighting over maple syrup and grits? Pickleton, it's just what we do. Sure, maggot. Sure. So, uh, if you want to send me that information on Twitter, just send it to me, and I'll take a look at it. Um, let's see here. Okay. So I'm going to address this ever so briefly. Saturday, my show ended abruptly. And I know that a lot of people think that I did that. It was planned. I've got news for you. It was not. Okay. I could not be that cool. And I could not be that. I just couldn't have planned it, guys. You that's too creative. I'm not a creative person. I don't know what happened to my system. It crashed. It absolutely crazy. Yeah, it was. Talk about the allegations. It's pretty convenient timing. I don't deny it was. It was honestly, I'll be honest with you guys. It was probably a better ending than what I had planned. Um, it was. It was actually a better ending than what I had planned for the stream that morning. Um, I I don't know honestly where Bonnie and uh, she's Cooter Pot Pie and Emery are taking this. I don't have a clue. I really truly I don't. They are going to they're going to be doing a what do you call it, a stream. They're putting out another um, podcast. My understanding is sometime today, where they're going to present this alleged evidence that I am Cooter's father. Um, I can tell you that I am actually looking forwards to this evidence, because I'm sure. Because here's the thing. Okay, here's the deal. Ember Lily and Bunny Buttons are way more creative than I am. I'm not a creative person. I'm a pretty good storyteller, and I love to tell stories. Um, and so I guess I'm a little bit entertaining in that aspect, but I'm not. I'm not creative. All these bits and stuff like that we do on Dave's show, like the Who's the Twit and things like that, those are Dave's ideas. Those are not ideas that I come up with. I'm not an idea person. I never have been. I'm pretty good at executing ideas. Um, you know, but I'm not an idea person at all. And so I think people maybe have gotten a little bit of a misunderstanding of who Peepaw really is, because I take ideas and I can execute them and make them look kind of cool, but I'm not creative. I don't have that kind of mindset. I'm not a creative person. And that's why people like Max and Nixie, Ren, and some other guys that I've gotten to know, I really just fawn over, because they're so talented. They're creative. They're artistic. They can do all these things that I can't do because my brain doesn't work that way. And so when the show ended like it did, because my machine crashed. And if people say, oh yeah, well, guys, look at my track record with technology. Yeah, I know I do technology for a living. I understand that. That's what I do for a career. That's my job. I get that. But constantly have problems with streaming. Uh, this or that quits working. Uh, especially on the Curious Mud podcast, we have problems over there constantly. I forget to unmute. Here. It's just, it's a thing, guys. So it's not like I'm, really reaching out there to make things up. And uh, but Peepaw the executioner, yeah, sure. I couldn't hurt nobody, but yeah, I'm the executioner. So I am looking forward to what Ember Lily and Buttons and Cooter Pot Pie come up with. I think it's going to be fun. I've had a lot of fun with this. I really have. I think it's funny. I think that we as a community way too many times we forget to laugh and have some fun. And so I'm thankful for these guys, because they're making things fun, and I enjoy that. And I know I'm probably ruining the whole bit here, because again, I don't. Dave tells me this stuff all the time, right? I'm not a funny person. People think I'm funny, but I'm not. I don't. A lot of times I don't see things, and I don't get the bits of stuff, and I have to get people to explain it to me. Um, you know, this test that Banana's always going around talking about, the autistic test, right? That you can take. Guys, I took that test and I scored off the charts. I'm not doing a bid here. I scored off the charts. I scored, I think, higher than what Banana scored, and it told me I needed to go seek help. And I was like, shocker, well, I might be a little bit on the spectrum, right? So, um, subtle humor is better anyway. You say jokes in a low key. Um, okay, well, maybe that's what it is. I mean, I don't know. Maybe. Oh, my leg's itching this morning. But we'll see. I do kind of have a couple of ideas that may, depending on what they do, uh, on this. Here's the thing. Um, let me just put it out this way. If Cooter Pot Pie needs me to be his daddy because he just needs a father figure, then Cooter, I will be your father. I will be your daddy. Just understand something. I ain't got no money. I ain't giving you no money. But if you just need someone to talk to, and you just need a little bit of bucking up here and there, and maybe some advice, I'm your guy. I'll be glad to do that for you. And here's the thing too. I honestly think that there's this, anybody can, how do I put this? Any guy out there can be a father. It's no big task to father a child. It's, people do it all, guys do it all the time. They father child all the time, right? But to be a daddy, now that's where the magic comes from, because I got news for you. Not every father is a daddy. And so, um, if I need to be the daddy, or I need to be the peepaw for people, I'm okay with that. I am. You know, um, I have had people tell me that my big heart and caring about people is going to be my downfall, and it probably will eventually, because I'm going to really care about somebody, and they're going to break my heart, and um, you know, and but that's part of life. And I think that that is a risk that I'm willing to take, because if me not doing that and not caring about people, then I wouldn't be who I am, you know. So anyway, so you guys let Cooter know that if he needs a daddy, I will be his daddy. I may not be his daddy biologically, but I am willing to be his daddy metaphorically. So there you go. Problem solved. So I may just run their whole bit. I don't know, but uh, oh Lord, we've had all kinds of donations this more. No, no, okay, never mind. Okay, I guess that's from like days ago and stuff. Why is I don't know. I've got to. Went and looked at that stream elements and everything looked like it was working fine. I don't know what's going on. So Maggot sent me this little clip here. It says Big George Moody performing guitar melody on number one West. And this was from 12 years ago. Says, let me read a little bit of the stuff here. Says country guitar legend Big George Moody picking on number one West with the Prairie Fire Band circa 1988. Oh, that's a good year. I was about 20 years old when this happened. The Prairie Fire Band features Rick Emmett on drums, Rob Anderson on steel guitar, Brian Penderson on bass, and Rod Jansen on guitar. So let's listen to. So I don't know, Maggot. I don't know which one is your grandfather, but let's pull this up and let's take a look at this.
You like this guy on number one West, Big George Moody.
You can definitely tell this was the 80s from that suit. Also, this is your grandfather here on this picture. So he's very, very talented. Very, very good. Man, he's good. He's a good-looking man, too. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. That's very nice. Thank you for sharing it with us, Maggot. That's cool. Yeah, that's very nice picking. Very nice. Very talented man. Very, very good. So anyway, guys, make sure if you're not, because I got to wrap things up here, right? But if you want to see the continuing saga of who's the daddy, right? Make sure that you're signed up here to Ember Lilies. This is the Hen House podcast. You just go YouTube at the Hen House podcast. Matter of fact, let me just do this here. And we'll see what happens today. I don't know when they're coming out with it or whatever. But she did say it was going to happen today. So make sure you're signed up to Ember Lily there so you can see Tommy played a game called Who's the Daddy on stream the other day. Oh. Yeah, poor old Tommy. He's sick. He's not feeling well at all. And I hope he gets to feeling better because I do miss his streams. Let's see, is Nerdy John doing anything this morning? Let's take a look at old Nerdy John. Because Nerdy John does little live streams. Let's see if he has anything set up. Doesn't look like it. He may be sleeping in this morning, or he may have uh, a sick family member, and may not be able to stream this morning. Who knows? So plans for today. Of course, I've got to get to work, but Monday night, tonight, unless something happens, Dead on Dave should be streaming tonight with Zada Gets Real. It's supposed to be Nixie doing the producing, but I think she's not feeling well, so Dave has asked me to step in and fill in for her tonight, which I'm more than glad to do. So it'll be me and Ziley and Dead on Dave, and probably Matt Pitt. Matt Pitt will probably show up at some point in time, as he normally does. Yeah, Monday with Ziley. Yeah, so make sure you guys are watching Dave's Twitter feed and my Twitter feed there, and even Ziley's Twitter feed. I'm not for sure exactly what will be the go live time. It's either going to be 7 p.m. Eastern Standard or 8 p.m. Eastern Standard. So we'll be looking forward to that. I have no idea what is going to be on the docket as far as discussions or whatever. But look forward to seeing you guys all there tonight on Dave's stream. I don't know if Tommy is going to be well enough to do a stream today or not. You'll have to watch his Twitter feed and of course Matt Pitt's Twitter feed. I know the Now Recording guys did a live stream last night, and they were going over the whole Jalen situation and what has occurred this past Friday and stuff. So if you haven't watched that, that's a good episode. Go watch that. And I think that's about all I'm aware of right now. I know Zolly did a members chat only stream the other evening. It was a good little stream. I enjoyed it. Watched it the other day. But anyway, guys, I've got to get out of here. I've enjoyed our time together this morning. I'm trying to think, is there anything else? My mind's coming blank. I don't guess there's. I guess I got everything. And if I didn't, then if you've got about it, let's not worry about it, right? So anyway, you guys, listen, I want you to have a great day. Those of you that joined me while you were on your drive to work or you're starting your work day, I appreciate you. Thank you for making that choice to spend the time with me. Those of you that were getting up and getting your kids ready to go to work this morning, or go off to school rather, and you're fixing their little lunches, thank you for joining me. I appreciate you as well. And those of you that just get up because you want to spend time with me, I appreciate you as well. But anyway, until tomorrow morning, or rather tonight, on Dave's, I will see you. Keep your powder dry, and I'll see you in the funny papers.